Welcome back to the YouTube channel. How you guys doing out there? I know that yesterday I didn't post, which I'm upset at myself for not doing, but I had a little Wi-Fi complication, so I could record, but I decided to go a different route with my day, and I decided to do a little more family time. And I guess it's laziness a little bit, but I didn't really do anything that lazy. I worked out, I did things like that, so I was actually pretty happy with myself because I got about 2 hours of work in, just cold outreach, things like that, and people did answer, which is great. We got, I think, about 3 answers about the whole thing, and I don't know if you hear it right now, but my heat is literally bugging out right now. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a wild few days. It's been a wild few days because of that, because this whole Wi-Fi complication. Because now that I'm back, a lot of the a lot of the things I'm doing are a bit different. A lot of the problems that I'm seeing are a bit different than they were before. Like sales, I think I have a big problem now. I'm in the valley of despair. I'm going to talk about this more on my podcast, but I really am in the valley of despair with sales right now. Where I'm like, I was wondering when I was going to get there. I was like, when is sales going to get really difficult for me? I'm going to be like, I can't do this anymore. And now I'm there where I'm like, it's just not for me. I don't understand. It doesn't work. Like, whatever that means. You know what I mean? And yeah, and I'm getting the feeling that I got on day one, a big feeling I got on day one, which is just like, I want to go home. It's, that's such a good way of putting it. I want to go home. I should write that down. I think I'm going to write that down, put it on the wall, like tape it to a wall here. Like, I want to go home. Because it's not that I don't. I am home. I work from home. The idea is you want to go back to a place that you thought was home. It's interesting. It really is interesting what that means. I want to go home, right? Because now I sit here. I mean, I'm 3 hours into my day. I started off with editing, then I took a call, and then now I'm doing beats. I did beats for like about 2 hours. 2 hours ish, yeah, 2 hours and a half ish, and it was good. Beats were fine. I got through a good amount, not a lot, but I got through a good amount, and I'm gonna start mixing and mastering their beats for custom beats, and start doing things like that after this. I'll probably get about one more hour done of just straight mixing and mastering, and then finish off a piece, like a nice chunk with, I don't know. I don't know if I should go. I'm trying to get a 10-hour day done today too. Like, this is a big news. I haven't got a 10-hour day done in weeks, which was my only 10-hour day. Now I want to get another one done, which would mean I'd be done in a good amount of time, around like 7 hours. I think I'd be done, so I can make it. I've done it. Like I said, I've done it before. I could definitely pull this off. Be cool if I did too. I'd be like, okay, yeah, epic, because it would make up for yesterday also. You know what I mean? So it'd get me back in the groove so much that I'm like, oh my god. Maybe I'll get one tomorrow too, And I woke up really early for some reason. I don't know why I woke up so early, but I woke up like, whoa, okay, let's go. Let's just get out of bed. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna, like I said, I think I have to figure out exactly which hours I'm doing, because if I just do 6 hours of between beats and cold outreach and sales, if that's all 6 hours, then that doesn't work because that doesn't make any sense, because then I would have 2 hours. I would have 4 hours to edit, and I don't need 4 hours to edit and film. I only need about two, so about an hour and a half really. Especially now that I edited a YouTube video and I'm posting it. I don't need that much. You know what I mean? I'm a minimalist. What could I say? I don't need that much. Yeah, with editing I don't. With everything else I kind of do. With sales, really. Sales is the biggest thing. I'm like, I want to get back to it. I want to know exactly what I'm doing, because I'm just letting it go to the wayside. I'm like, no, exactly. These last few calls I had were not bad. They just weren't enough of the it wasn't enough of like the right format, for lack of a better phrase, right? Like the right format. I don't know. It didn't feel right, if that means anything, right? It didn't feel like I knew what I was doing. I didn't feel like an expert. I did. I mean, I'm getting better at that, doing the whole expert thing. But really that's the biggest thing I'm going to get good at. So I think if I'm going to do math a little bit with you guys right now, yeah, if I get pretty much 2 hours of sales and 2 hours of cold outreach, then that means I can get pretty much 2 hours of editing done and filming this podcast and not this podcast, filming a podcast. It's a little different, and filming some of these other videos for you guys. And yeah, that sounds about right. So I think that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a 10-hour day, nice and clean. I'm going to be done pretty early in the day, honestly, which is why I'm taking the 10-hour day route, because I'm like, if I'm up this early, why don't I just, And like I said, there's a piece of me that's like, I'm back and I just want to go home. I'm done with this. Yesterday was so nice. But there's another part of me that's like, you know what? Who cares? Let's just hang. You know what I mean? A part of me that's like, we're hanging out. I haven't done this in a day. Like I've done a full 10-hour day I haven't done in weeks. So, we'd be breaking some records. Let's break some records, shall we? Let's do it. All right. Let's go break some records. I'll see you guys after I'm done with... I don't know exactly when I'll see you guys. I'll decide exactly. I'm going to do like a halfway point, I think. I'm going to do it exactly halfway through the day. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys after that. Let's do it. So I just finished a good portion of the day. Usually today would be my end. I did 8 hours. So now I'm adding an extra 2 hours, and basically I'm adding the 2 hours. I already added the 2 hours, rather. Like I'm saying it wrong. I added the 2 hours already. These 2 hours I do every day. So now it's kind of just like an easy way just to get me to do more. And yeah, I'm doing more. We're doing it. I'm head down. We're going straight at it like a bull. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's going to be difficult. You know what I mean? It's not going to be... I'm already feeling it, where I'm like, we're going to get there, and it's going to be so annoying getting to the finish line. Because right now I'm like, I just want to be there already. But at least I know I have 2 hours. You know what I mean? It's not one of those things where I'm just like in the abyss of, can I make it out of this? You know what I mean? Now I know I have 2 hours. I can pull this off. We can do this. We're calm. You know what I mean? Reserved, so to speak. But in terms of sales, so I picked up the phone. I had 2 calls today. Yeah, 2 calls. The one in the morning I was talking about. And I had another call. And yeah, it didn't go great. I really wasn't quick enough, and it was my fault. You know what I mean? And it didn't go quick enough, and I'm like, I gotta start moving in the right direction and better. Just more. And it's not. It's becoming slower and trying to be pain-free, but instead just say the offer. I'm there now, where I'm like, you know what? I'm back to where I was. Just say it. Go for it. Get a gasp out of them. And yeah, and move. And move from there. From there we make the moves. From there we do what we have to do. You know what I mean? Different frameworks that'll help the client understand how valuable this product is. Really at the end of the day, that's, I think, what sales can turn into, which is really cool. It's not just selling. It's having an understanding, because I understand the product's good, but why don't you? And it's like, oh, you don't because you don't, because of what? This, that, all these walls that you have in front of your eyes that make you not see what I see. It's like, all right, let's just break down the walls together. Let's just break them down. Let's sledgehammer those walls. And once I broke them all down, you'll see. And then you can make a decision from there, whether you want to join or not. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty much how I think of sales. And I'll tell you this, it's really weird. It's really weird doing sale. Like, I remember we were first doing email marketing, and I was like trying to figure it out, and I was banging my head against the wall. I was like, I can't do this anymore. You know what I mean? Metaphorically banging my head against the wall. And now we're doing that. Now, I'm doing sales, and I'm like, really? I can't believe I got here. I got to this point where I'm like, I don't know even what the next few weeks are going to look like, in terms of, I know I'm going to be doing this, but I don't know what they're going to look like in terms of, like, what am I going to be doing next? What other skill, what other venture is there going to be, or other problem, really, There's always something else. I've noticed that where I'm like, there's never something that you just stop and go, okay, yeah, that's it. That's all that was. That's all that ever be. It's like, no, there's always something else. And I kind of like that idea. I kind of like the idea of there's another problem, because if there's another problem, there's another solution, right? And I can provide the solution. And that's where money comes involved. I'll do the solution at a price. And if it's a really big problem, then and if my competitor is charging more for that solution in double the amount of time that I can get it done, then, it's like, then we can do this and we can pull this off, right? That's the idea. It's can we pull this off? Right? Us. This whole idea of like, it's kind of like psychotic almost that people think like that, where people are thinking to themselves, well, I'm this person I'm like someone outside of myself. And now I get it. I'm like, I am someone outside of myself. It's like, hey, whatever this hellish thing that's going on inside me, that has been my whole life, like this laziness, the chaotic side, you could say, inside me, that brings me back into the place where I don't want to be, or rather that I want to be, or I don't think I should be, right? That outer perspective, looking at that part of me, I say, can we do this? It's not really that I'm talking to God or I'm talking to the good side of me. The good side of me knows. It's the good side of me almost talking. It's weird. It's like, can we pull this off? You know what I mean? And I believe. I really do, and that's why I'm taking action in accordance to those beliefs. But it's really weird when I say I believe something, and I could say all the reasons it makes sense, and then I make a decision that's counter that. It's like, damn, I believe it's a problem, but I keep doing the problem. It's like, what do you believe then? You start to get really tricky after that. You're like, damn it, what do I believe? It kind of broke down my whole system when that happened to me. When I had to realize, what exactly do I believe? How exactly am I spending my time? To the T. Because sometimes life is a schedule. I don't like the whole idea of schedule sometimes. Like, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. And I don't love the idea, for sure. I definitely don't love it. And now I'm almost living it, where I'm in this kind of schedule of where am I going to go and how. And I ask myself, well, are you just doing a to-do list? Is your whole life just going to be a to-do list? And the answer really is no. But for now, anything's better than that hell that you were living in before. Whatever that chaos that I had before, this is definitely better than that. Even if it feels better. I feel better than I did then. So it's like, you have to pick and choose. All right, so I'm going to go record, edit, podcast, do my usual end of day stuff, and I'll see you guys all the way at the end of the day when I finish the 10 hours. All right, let's do it. I just finished doing everything I have to do for the rest of the day, and I feel great. I thought I would feel worse, and I don't. I feel great. I feel on my ball, you know what I mean? Ready to go. I don't feel, tired. I feel a little bit tired, but I don't feel as tired as I thought I would. I don't feel as irritated as I thought I would. And honestly speaking, I think it was how do the kids say it? A W day, Something I did not talk about with you guys was yesterday was the end of week 5 for me and my journey, and really the end of week 5 for 2024. Start of week 6. And week 6 is starting interesting. I said that my goal was 3 years, which is 156 weeks. So after this week, I'll have 150 weeks left. Pretty cool. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of a thing I've been looking forward to since the beginning. When I wrote it down, I was like, "Will I be able to get there?" Just 6 weeks is already like, whew. You know what I mean? It's like, God. It is weird though, because you never think about how much, like 4 weeks is a month. But when you count up all the months and you count up all the years, 156 weeks is 3 years, which sounds like, damn, that's a lot. But in months, it's only like 36. Dude, what? I literally was like, what? I just never thought about it. I was like, right. Yeah, that makes sense. Huh. Weird. I'm like, that's odd. Yeah, I guess so. Because months for me, at least, they feel like they fly sometimes. And it's like, oh, we're already here in this month. We're already on the 20th. We're already on the... And with this, it kind of feels like, well, I guess they don't fly by, because then 12 of them would be like that. And it's not. 12 of them feels like a decent amount of time. There are moments, like I said, there are times where I haven't gotten to a point yet, at least in my like adult life, where I realized that what I did last year was the same as this year. And it feels the same. Like I remember vividly what I did last year. I haven't really gotten there. It's always been like last year feels like yesterday. And yes, it is a vivid memory, but it still feels like a different person. Like to think that by this time next year, if I'm still doing goal outreach, which I probably will, and I'll be like, it feels literally like a couple months ago, like I was, it always feels like a bit of a different person. It's weird. There's different types of memories I have in terms of short term, where some feel less hazy than others, and some just feel like in the back of my brain when it comes back, I'm like, whoa, either childhood memories or TV shows I watched where I see a moment and I'm like, I remember that. I was watching Batman, Tim Burton's Batman. I started watching it when it was on Netflix in like 2016, or maybe I was 9 or 10 years old. I don't know, but I remember watching it and I liked it. I was like, this is pretty cool, and I didn't finish it. I only started like 5 minutes in, and I was like, but it's boring, so I cut it out. And now watching it again. It was weird, bro. Like a weird memory where I'm like, I forgot about all of this, even just in one scene. I'm like, I've seen this before. It's like, whoa, that's when I watched Pulp Fiction with my mom. I watched Pulp Fiction with my mom when I watched it the first time. That movie helped her. It really helped her a lot when she was younger. She thinks it's a pretty cool movie, but she's like, I haven't seen it in like 20 years. I'm like, what? Maybe even like 25. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's put it on. We put it on, and she's like, all these moments that I don't remember, and all these moments I do remember, and now looking at it from these eyes, that's what's weird, is these eyes are different than last year's eyes. And it'll just keep going like that for the rest of the time as I evolve and get better and get different. You know what I mean? These eyes will evolve, and it'll change, and my perspectives will change, and like I said, I'll see the world a little bit differently. Where it's like next year, watching a movie I watched even this year, it'll be like, oh, that's why I think rewatch is interesting, because rewatch tests time. Because time is relative, and it might be relative from person to person. So when one person watches time and another person watches time, rather, if one person watches a movie, I watch a movie, and then we both wait a year, watch the same movie, there will be all these moments that I remember and they remember, and all these moments that they don't remember, and all these, maybe I understood this and that person didn't understand that, and just the given circumstances, you're testing time and what sticks and what doesn't in each individual's brain. Some things you can put in and it'll stick in everyone's brain. They're like, oh yeah, everyone remembers that one part of that movie, right? But some other times it's like, whoa, that's what that meant? I never realized that's what that meant. That was supposed to be maybe like, oh, that joke went over my head, or that's what that was supposed to be. Oh, I get it. You see their vision maybe, and that happened with me a lot. And it's happening a lot lately when I'm watching movies, and I'm like, if I watch movies that I haven't seen in, let's say, even just a year, or I vividly remember them. I'm like, yeah, obviously I know what's going to happen next, but I don't remember the exact order. Or it's like Mandela effect. You know, you're seeing it and you're like, whoa, that's the exact order of, I thought it was in this order. And you could have swore you saw it. Weird, right? All right, well, we're talking about memories so much. I'm going to go make some memories. I'm finally done with the day. My second 10-hour day ever. Not ever, but in a while. So I'm glad because we skimped out on yesterday. So only did like 2 hours. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, I'll see you next time. Peace.